This is one of my favorite Tai Chi movements. It's called in Chinese, Lo Xi Ao Bu, which translates into English as hug the knee in a twisted step. Hug the knee in a twisted step. It's one of my favorite movements. And why don't you come out of your chair and join me here, and we'll do it together. I'll teach you how to do this with a little bit of a breakdown. So start like this, just facing me with your feet about shoulder width apart, hands relaxed by your sides. And we'll do a preparatory movement, which we call sinking the chi. The arms float out to the outside. And then when they reach about shoulder height, they round in, the palms facing the body, pull right into the center, and press down into the earth. Just like that. One more time. Breathe in as you float up. Gather in. And breathe out as it goes down. I like the big sigh. I always do that. One more time. Sinking the chi, the energy of life, the chi that flows through you. Bring it into the body, sink it down. Perfect. Now let the hands float up, and what I want you to do is to reach into your corner and step on in. Perfect. Now, just melt. So I'm just melting, letting my body float down, and then rise back up again, melt down, just sort of wakening up all of the joints of the body here. The hands just floating. We'll get to them in a second. Just rise and fall. Also with the breath, you can do that again. I love the sigh. Big sighs are a favorite of mine. Okay, now we're going to add in this hand to push down as you melt down, and then float back up again as you rise up. Press down, float up, just like that. And breathing out and breathing in. Good, we're gonna add this hand in. It's gonna fold in. Fingertips almost to the cheek, and then rise out again. Melt down, fold in, and out. One more time. Looking pretty good. Let's do one more. Good, now we're gonna add both of them together. So the two hands, one pushes down, one folds in, along with the melting. Push down, fold in. Taking your time, again, just finding your rhythm here. This gives us a chance to just sort of get all the body parts, all the different pieces of this movement broken down so that we can feel comfortable with it. On the next one, though, we're going to step right out to the side here into a bit of a lunge position. Circle around and push, this hand pushing here. Let's just rewind that and do that part again. So this hand is going to press down, and here is the hug the knee part. As you go forward, it hugs around the knee like that, so close. This hand pushing. And when you finish in this lunge position, we call it a twisted step, ao bu, because the hips are turned all the way around, squared off for this push, right? Now, stay with me as this hand drops, circles around. This hand rises up over the top, and once again, you're reaching into your corner, and then back to the circle again. Press down, fold in, hug the knee, and push, right? Drop, up, over the top, circle all the way around. Press down, fold in, shift forward and push. And we'll just kind of smooth off some of those rough corners, circling, weaving, spiraling around. Breathing in, here's the breath. And breathing out, and big sigh if you want to. Good, one more time. Now let's do the other side. So stay with me as you shift the weight on back, and then let this hand just sort of float across the room as if you were wiping the slate clean. Back over here to this side, step on in and reach into your other corner. And once again, melt. We'll just do the same thing on the other side. Float back up, melting down, floating back up. This hand pushing down, just like before. The short arm pushes down. The long arm folds in. One more time. The reason why we break all this down, let's put the two together, is so that we can feel really comfortable, really easy, really smooth, right? With all this practice. One more time. And then we're going to step right into the side here, again into that lunge, hug the knee and push. Then this hand, drop. The other one up and over the top, turning and circling right into your corner. Hug the knee and push. Breathing in as you circle around. Breathing out as you push it out. Very nice. One more, and then let's do the other side again. Excellent. Now stay with me. Sit on back, float across the room. Then stepping back over to this side, the hands reach into your corner as you step on in. One time, let's melt on down, and then step into your corner. Now, as you go through these movements, we're practicing martial arts techniques, right? Even though it looks so soft and gentle, this is still a self-defense. So this hand pressing down is a block, is a protection of the groin area. And then if somebody was kicking you here, you might catch their foot and push it out of the way. And that would set up a position where they'd be a little bit off balance. And so the pushing hand comes forward to take advantage of that imbalance to push them off. Right? Taking the weight all the way to the back. You might assume that you're getting closer here. You see that's the advance of your weight shift back and forth. I'm getting closer. They're off balance. Here's my push. Here's my commitment with the twisting of the step. One more time. We'll do one more to this side, and then we'll turn around to the other side again. Nice. Sit on back, float across the room, back over to this side, reach into the corner, step on in. One time, melting down. Here we go. We're going to step right out to the side here and push. The technique of Tai Chi, the martial aspect of the tactics of Tai Chi is really about the exertion of leverage, finding yourself in a position where you don't have to use strength, but your leverage would be enough to send your opponent off balance. So here I am, protecting, catching, unbalancing them, and then taking advantage of this with a softish push. One more time, sit on back, hug the knee, and push and rest. Very nice. Beautiful. Loshi Aobu, hugging the knee in a twisted step. Looks soft and beautiful, but it's still a martial arts technique. It's one of my favorites in this routine, and maybe it'll become one of yours too. When you compare Tai Chi to other martial arts, it seems unusual. Many people ask me, how do you make Tai Chi a martial art? Do you have to speed it up? Do you have to add more force or strength to it? In fact, Tai Chi is supposed to be a different kind of martial art. And to understand why it's a different kind of martial art, you have to understand the principle of Tai Chi known as softness overcomes hardness. When you watch Tai Chi being performed, when we do it together, the object is to make your body softer. That's part of the slowing down of the movements, to notice the amount of tension in your body so that you can let that go more and more and more. And in doing so, you begin to discover something inside your body which we call continuity, which we call connectedness, or in a single word, flow. In Chinese, this is a term called xiangyang buduan, continuous action without interruption, continuous action without break. So when you watch Tai Chi being performed, when you learn how to do the movements of Tai Chi, there are no breaks, there are no stoppings when I get to the end of a punch. It not only finishes here, but it immediately goes back to the other direction. And the cycle of this is the cycle of yin and yang, a very basic concept inside of Chinese culture. Now, this brings us to another aspect of Tai Chi as a martial art, because as we're talking about in this whole program, the martial arts are not only a physical exercise, they're a philosophical, a mental, an emotional, if you will, exercise as well. Yin and yang means that the whole universe is revolving around, changing from one aspect to another, changing from hard to soft, from light to dark, from extension to withdrawal. And in doing so, we follow the rhythms of the universe. And so, as a martial art, I'm trying to follow the rhythms of the universe and the rhythms in particular of my opponent. this movement that we just learned together, brush the knee, hug the knee in a twisted step, is a practice, an anticipation, an alternation yin and yang between action and reaction, between leading and following, between technique and transition. Over and over again, this is the rhythm of the universe, but this is also the style of fighting that we use in Tai Chi. So we're not going to try to speed it up. We're not going to try to make it stronger or harder. We're going to let it be soft. We're going to let it be smooth. We're going to engage in the dance with our imaginary opponent. And in doing so, learn just the right moment to exert our leverage. As we talked about a moment ago, exerting leverage is the basic technique. Right here, I'm exerting leverage. And right here, but is it the right moment? I don't know. There's the right moment, because I've been following. When you are practicing Tai Chi in this way, it will actually bring a new aspect to martial arts overall. Even if you study a different style of martial arts, the practice of being in flow, of following your opponent, will add something to your abilities as a martial artist in any style. There have been many, many times when students of mine have been studying other styles of martial arts, have come to do Tai Chi with me, and then gone back to their original teacher, and their teacher says, I don't know what you've been doing, but your karate, your Taekwondo is so much smoother and so much stronger. And so Tai Chi is a great complement to any style of martial art. Traditionally, Tai Chi has several different specific kinds of exercises to practice all the aspects of this martial art, both the fighting aspect, the energetic aspect, and also this aspect that we just talked about that's very important, what we call flow, xiangyan buduan, continuous action without interruption. This aspect is very important because when we get into the fighting style of Tai Chi, we want to be up close and personal with our opponent, such that we can tell everything that they're thinking and doing in a heartbeat without having to stop and think about it. So flow, continuous action, is an important concept.